Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we're glad in it. There we go. Come on, somebody. For those of you that are coming on, I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston show. We are winging it today now, but we're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta on this Thursday. And ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited about what we're going to be doing in 2022. I have great hopes and great expectations for you, for your family, for your business, your ministry, whatever it is that you're doing. So please do me a favor very quickly. I want you to tag somebody. I want you to text somebody. I want you to share today's show with somebody and let them know that Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston show, we are live today in the house. And guess what? I wasn't going live today because we are in the middle of finalizing the work in our studio. And so I had to rewire a few gadgets just to get access to our live stream, and I just couldn't pass up an opportunity to come to you live today right here from our Buckhead headquarters. But my hope and expectation is that your week has been amazing. I know so many people are still in the holiday season, and some people are dealing with sickness and all types of things that are going on right now. So my prayers go out to all of you that are facing any physical challenges, any health challenges. We're praying for you, and we look forward to you having an amazing 2022 year. So for those of you that are coming on, make sure that you have already subscribed to our YouTube page. Make sure that you have subscribed to all of our other pages. Like, we've got Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We want you to follow us. We want you to get the notifications. Turn all your notifications on, because we're always dropping game. We're dropping content. So how's everybody doing today? I know you can't talk back on the live other than commenting, but I want to know how you're doing today. And I want to take the next 2 days, today and tomorrow. So that means I'm going to go live tomorrow, because I'm probably going to leave this same setup the way it is until tomorrow. Then I'll put it back where they had it at, the guys that have been working on our studio. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about something that I know is very, very important. And it's really the top 10 best of the best topics and shows that we have hosted. If you don't know, we started the Ramon Preston show technically last December. We came up with the idea, my team and I, we started strategizing, and it wasn't until the beginning of this year, probably about the end of January, I believe it was the last week of January, literally 11 months ago this week, we decided to officially launch the Ramon Preston show. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to launch this show was because I knew so many of you in our community needed access to not just information, but regular information, constant information, consistent information. This is the world that we live in, okay? The world that we live in really demands that you show up, and you show up on massive levels. Think about it. If you're scrolling social media on a day-to-day basis and you don't see certain people on social media, whether they're influencers, celebrities, business owners, teachers, trainers, coaches, consultants, whoever they are, it affects their credibility. It doesn't make it right. It just means this is the world that we live in. And so I wanted to create a platform through the Ramon Preston show that we could use to air and to stream and to share information at least 5 days a week. And so the concept behind the Ramon Preston show for our Monday through Friday shows was really built around me wanting to not just show up for you, but show up to show the world that we, those of us who are in the faith community, those of us who believe that God has given us the power to get wealth, that we have something to say and that we actually know what we're doing. And so I wanted to be a representation as well for leaders in the faith community, pillars in the Black community, so that our community, our tribes, our people can see that there are people who are Black, there are people who are people of faith, they are anointed, they have a calling of God, they may be preachers and leaders and ministers and servants, but they have a revelation of biblical wealth. They want to get the bag. They want to create financial freedom, and they're doing it in ways that are very revolutionary. And what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of people in my space, in terms of ministry, like leaders and preachers, they may not be in business. They may not be entrepreneurs. They may not really have these other outlets that they're using to generate revenue and to really build wealth for themselves and for their families. It's nothing wrong with what they're doing. I think being preachers and being ministers and nonprofit executives and community servants, it's like one of the most noble roles that you can play in the world, okay? However, in order for a lot of those things to be done, you got to have money, you got to have resources, you got to have people, you got to have influence, you got to have relationships. You got to be able to get into certain doors. And so I said all that to say that I am so excited about what we've been able to accomplish this year just in the first 11 months of the Ramon Preston show. Now, of course, I've had several weeks throughout the last 11 months since we started this show that I was unable to show up live. Maybe I was traveling. I've been doing a lot of traveling back and forth out of town this year. For business purposes, for training, and for networking and building relationships with a lot of people that I know are headed where I'm headed. But nevertheless, we have hosted hundreds. Just think about it, 11 months of a 5-day-a-week show. We have hundreds of shows that are on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. We have over 1,000 videos on our YouTube page. And all of this content is valuable. So it was very hard for me to try to figure out of the hundreds of shows that we have done Monday through Friday for the last 11 months since we started the Ramon Preston show, what is considered to be the best of the best? What are my top 10 best of the best? So what I'm gonna do today, I'll give you 5, and then tomorrow I'll give you 5, which, by the way, if you're watching the show, I want you, if you're live, I want you to drop what city you're watching me from in the comments. Let me know where you're watching me from. Please do that for me. Let me know what city you're watching me from. And also, I want to know, like, just from your perspective as a viewer, as a follower of our platform, like, what is the topic that overwhelmingly has made the biggest impact in you? Or maybe there are a few topics. Like, what is your biggest topic? What is the biggest topic that I have talked about on the show or on some of my content that you feel like, you know what, this is the game here? Because a lot of people are not talking about this, or maybe they're not talking about it the way I'm talking about it. So I would love to know from your perspective, from the viewer's perspective, what has been by far the best show. Okay. I'm getting emails and text messages while I'm talking to y'all. So, you know, this is the middle of the day. By the way, we host this show every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, and it's literally the middle of the day. So it's not like we're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs, not doing anything. Like, we're in the middle of a work day, Monday through Friday, and I drop in, and there's a lot of reasons behind that. So just in case you want to know why we do it at 12 o'clock, I'll be more than happy to tell you why we do it at 12 o'clock noon. But I really want to know, if you're watching live right now, please let me know what is the biggest and most impactful topic that you've heard me discuss just within the last 11 months since we started the show. Now, again, I have hundreds and hundreds. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube alone. So I have topics on everything if you look at my YouTube page. But I just want to know what is yours. Okay, we have William Clark. What's up, William? I'm checking my phone right now on my YouTube page. William Clark, shout out to you, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, you said, William Clark said the holding company and sales and marketing strategies. That's actually one of my top best of the best that I'm gonna be talking about. So that's good to know. That's good to know. Let's see here. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so let's get into my personal top 10 best of the best for 2021. What is Ramon Preston's top 10 best of the best topics that we have discussed just on the Ramon Preston show this year? All right, I'll give you the first 5 today, and then tomorrow I'll give you the second 5. Okay, so William Clark hit it on the head. My top 10 best of the best. Number 1, I have to say, is the holding company. By far. The holding company, and how I explain it and the information that I provide on it has been by far the most impactful topic that I have discussed on the Ramon Preston show. I would have to say 90% of our clients in our coaching program, 90% of the clients that we consult, 90% of the students that we have on our Millionaire Blueprint, our online program, 90% of the questions that I get on social media, whether it's through inboxes, DMs, or just questions from our video content, 90%, like 9 out of the 10 people that I talk to as a business and financial and real estate consultant, coach, and trainer, 90% of the information that I share with people is based on the holding company. It's based on the holding company. This has to be by far the top topic, the top area of information that people ask for and people inquire of when it comes to what I do as a coach and as a consultant. Now, I don't know how many of you have holding companies, and if you have heard me talk about holding companies, I don't know if you have been able to get further training from me on holding companies, but here are a few things I want to say about the topic of a holding company, okay? Here's a few things that I want to talk about. Because every time I say this, a lot of people, they get confused about what I mean. The most important aspect, yeah, everybody, I'm in the middle of a work day and people keep texting me and calling me. Anyway, the most important aspect when it comes to the holding company is for you to understand or learn the concept behind the business. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. So, for example, if you start listening to me and learning about the holding company and you start understanding that, okay, holding companies are important to have, holding companies are actually necessary, and once you get to a point to where you feel like you want to start a holding company, or you have a holding company and you want to expand your holding company, a lot of what you're going to do with this business called the holding company is going to be centered around you understanding the concept. So for example, if you go buy a car, let's say if you went and bought a car, okay, and you put the car in your driveway, okay, you have the title to the car, you got your license plate, you got the keys to the car, you got it cleaned, okay, you got the car, right? Well, the car is very similar to the business of a holding company. You could go get it filed, you can get your EIN, you can get your articles of organization for your LLC, you could get your bank account, and so you have a legitimate business. You have a holding company. You can categorize it correctly as a holding company. A lot of people start LLCs and they call them holding companies, but they don't have them categorized right, and even if they don't categorize them with the state, they don't put that language in their operating agreement, okay? But let's just assume you have started a business, it is an LLC, and you have either filed it with the Secretary of State as an LLC and categorized it as a holding company, or if they didn't give you that option, let's assume that you put it in your operating agreement. OA, I'll just use OA for operating agreement. Let's just assume you put it in your operating agreement, meaning that you spelled out the purpose of this LLC is to be a holding company, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's assume you've done that. Okay, so how do you actually run it now? So what do you do with this LLC now that you have started it? Now that you have filed the paperwork, you have formed it with the Secretary of State, you have a bank account, how do you actually run it? Well, let's go back to the example of the car. Well, just because you have the car doesn't necessarily mean you know how to drive the car. Because in order for you to drive the car, guess what you have to learn? You have to learn the concept of driving. You have to understand this concept of driving. So now there are things that you have to get good at. Getting in the car, putting your seatbelt on. These are all things that conceptually you have to be able to understand and process. So you have to go get a driver's license. You have to understand signs. You have to understand speed limits. You have to understand the laws that govern your driving. You have to understand signals, right? These are things that you got to understand. You got to understand when certain lights come on your dashboard, like I don't even pay attention to all the time. Like gas lights, you got to pull over and get gas. These are all concepts relating to your car that makes driving the car you own much, much better. And so if you are anticipating to start a holding company for 2022, or if you have a LLC and you're not sure if this LLC is operating as a holding company, or you know it's not and you want to start a holding company, here's what I want to advise you to do. I want to advise you to start learning more about the concept behind the business of a holding company. So, of course, we provide training for you. We have online training that we can provide for you to train you on managing the day-to-day operations of your holding company. We provide training and tutorials on even how to file and form your paperwork, how to draft your operating agreement, how to start it legally with your state, and how to file it with your Secretary of State, how to get your EIN. All of these things are conceptual, meaning that once you learn the concept, you're able to rinse and repeat it over and over again. My way of training people is very similar to the old adage that you may have heard people say before. And the adage is this: if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, right? But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And so what I do in my training, in my coaching, in my consulting is I'm not gonna just help you and assist you. That's a part of my job as a coach and as a consultant, but I'm also going to train you so that once you get it, you got it, okay? And so what are you gonna learn? You're gonna learn how to file your paperwork. You're going to learn how to form your company entity. You're going to learn about EINs. You're going to learn about operating agreements. You're going to learn about asset transfer. You're going to learn about managing the day-to-day operations of your holding company. You're gonna learn about reallocation of assets within your holding company. You're gonna learn about divisions. How do you start divisions under your holding company? You're gonna learn about subsidiaries. So all of these things that I teach when it comes to the holding company and the holding company concept will be beneficial for you so that you actually know how to take this legal entity of an LLC, use it as a holding company, and maximize the advantages that you have owning a holding company. Okay, so that's what I teach. Now again, we have several services that we provide. And we have programs, okay? So for example, if you just needed your holding company formed, all right? You need your paperwork filed, you need your legal entity formed, and you just don't have the time or the ability to do it, and you needed someone else to do it for you. All you have to do, and let me make sure I'm correct, all you have to do is just reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to assist you with that. We actually have a form on my website. I'm just making sure I'm correct. It's RamonPreston.com. It's RamonPreston.com. RAMONE Preston.com /LLC. If you went to RamonPreston.com /LLC, we have a corporate service form where we can personally file and form your holding company LLC, your operating company LLC, assuming that you may want one, if not both or more. But I just want you to know, if you needed the service provided for you, then we have a portal where we can provide that service. And when you go to RamonPreston.com /LLC, you'll see all the information that you need to add. I just pulled it up here. Where is it? I just lost it too. I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay, so right here, I just pulled it up on my phone, but there's an entire corporate service page that shows you exactly how we can file, form the paperwork for you, what all comes with our services. Your EIN number, your articles of organization, your operating agreement, your resolution to open a bank account, and your certificate of good standing. So basically, all you have to do is fill out the form, process your payment, and within 3 to 5 business days max, we will have all of your paperwork filed and formed, and you will be legitimate. And it doesn't matter what state you're in, by the way. We can service any state in the United States of America. Any state in the United States of America. It doesn't matter what state you're in. And within 3 to 5 days, business days, we can have your holding company LLC and or your operating company LLC filed, formed, signed, sealed, and delivered to you with your operating agreements as well. Now, in addition to that, we provide training. So let's say you didn't want to go this route, but you wanted to learn it. So like when I have coaching clients or consulting clients that come to me to help them put their business systems together and to really reorganize and restructure what it is that they're doing, whether they don't have a business or whether they have one and they just need to reset it, restructure it, and reorganize it. I almost always put them on our training program just for them to get familiar with what they are hiring other people to do. So for example, if you're hiring us to file and form your paperwork and to legitimize your business, that's cool. But if you were my client as a coach and as a consultant, I'm going to assume the moral, the spiritual, and even the fiducial and the professional responsibility to give you my professional opinion. And my professional opinion would be, it's okay for you to hire people, especially when you're just getting started in your business, or if you work a job and you starting a business on the side. It's okay for you to hire people to do it, but be educated about what they're doing. At least know what you're hiring people to do. I don't like when people hire professionals to do things and they're not even willing to at least learn enough to know what you're hiring someone to do. You're not going to understand everything. Like, I work with professionals that do certain things for me. I have no idea about everything that they do, but I know enough to know that I'm okay using them as a professional because I've done some due diligence. So let's assume that you want to learn how to file and form your own entities, or at least be educated on how you're getting other people to do it. We have a program called the Millionaire Blueprint. It's called the Millionaire Blueprint. Now, this Millionaire Blueprint is an online, on-demand, interactive training program. It is video-based. There are hundreds of videos, lessons, documents, forms that you can use to learn everything you need to learn to literally become a millionaire. It's my personal playbook. So a lot of times when people hear me saying this on an ad or they watch a little 30-second clip, they don't really do their homework or research to realize that, oh wow, everything this guy's telling me, not only is he giving me, but he's actually used it in his own life. So the success that I have, that is documented, that is real, it is not fake, it is not internet success. This success that I have, this business success, this financial success, has been put into the form of a millionaire blueprint. It is what I use. So before there was a such thing of a millionaire blueprint, there was a such thing as a Ramon Preston. And there was a Ramon Preston, of course, and my wife, who woke up every day and who had to self-educate and learn and figure out how to become financially free, how to build a successful business system, how to start and structure a holding company, how to build an organizational enterprise, how to create systems, how to integrate those systems into your business, how to develop processes that are duplicatable and that are scalable. All the things that I have learned, I took it, I repurposed it, repackaged it so that it could be easier to understand, and I put it in the form of what I call our Millionaire Blueprint. So within this Millionaire Blueprint, of course, one of the programs we have included is a holding company program. So we teach you how to start your holding company. We have tutorials, like literally, I'm sitting in front of a desk in some of my tutorials, in front of a computer, and literally I'm walking you through step-by-step process for obtaining your EIN for your holding company, obtaining an EIN for your operating company, obtaining your articles of organization for your single member or multi-member LLC, for your holding company, how to categorize it as a holding company. If you do not have that option with the Secretary of State, how to add that to your operating agreement. I have an entire operating agreement that you can just fill in the blanks to add your information. We also have complimentary courses to show you how to build divisions, build subsidiaries. How do you structure these businesses or these divisions so that you're able to maximize the benefits and the advantages of owning a holding company. We have probably about 3 or 4 segments where we just answer common questions about holding companies, like how do you invest in real estate through a holding company? How do you lease equipment to another company from your holding company? How do you transfer assets from one company to a holding company? How do you separate liability from your operating business and your holding company? I answer all those questions. And in addition to just that program, This Millionaire Blueprint has an entire financial literacy program. We teach you about the ABCs of financial literacy. You cannot become a millionaire and you don't have at least a basic understanding of financial literacy, meaning that you need to learn the ABCs. A, accounting. B, balance sheet. C, cash flow. Those are going to be the three components to really help you understand how you use holding companies and business systems like that to take advantage of the financial systems that you are operating your business in. We're talking about the tax system. We're talking about really wealth building strategies that most people don't have access to. We have an entire real estate investing program. Why is that important? Because once you start making a lot of earned income or active income personally or through your business, you want to turn that earned income or active income into passive income. Well, in most cases, the way you're going to do that is you're going to purchase real estate under your holding company umbrella. A lot of these purchases and a lot of these activities and transactions are non-taxable events. And this is something that a CPA or tax strategist or tax attorney will tell you. A lot of these, I'm not going to say everything, but a lot of these activities and transactions are considered non-taxable events, which means that you're able to use that money and create new money or passive income from active or earned income. Excuse me. Put me a little holes in my mouth. I'm struggling over here. So this is our Millionaire Blueprint. So if you're interested in joining our online training program, we give you 1 year access. This is a $5,000 program, and we're offering it for $1,500 for 1 year access. And guess what? We have a payment plan option for the remainder of this year, which is only 2 more days. So what you need to do is you need to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. If you would like access to that Millionaire Blueprint, I want you to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Now, of course, if you need me to work with you in starting and structuring your holding company, in developing solid financial plans for yourself and for your business, if you need me as a coach, if you need me as a consultant, we have an accelerated program for coaching and consulting. It's called the Millionaire Mentorship Program. All you have to do is text the word millionaire, and when we return your call, when we reach back out to you, all you have to do is let me or my team, whoever reaches out to you first, let us know that you're interested in learning more about our Millionaire Mentorship Program. Okay, this is a mentorship program where we have an entire set of benefits that we are going to be providing in order to mentor you to becoming a 6- and 7-figure earner. I know I can do it because I've done it for myself, and I'm mentoring other people already, and we're already seeing the results. I was just on a coaching call the other day with some clients, and they were telling us that they expect to be the next Blueprint millionaires, and they're working diligently on doing that, and they're looking forward to being Blueprint millionaires in 2022. And so they have a lot of amazing things going on. I was extremely proud just to hear them talk about it. So if you want more information on the Millionaire Blueprint or the Millionaire Mentorship Program, just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. So again, my first of top 10 best of the best topics for 2021 is the holding company. All right. Number 2, my second top topic is on tax strategies and financial systems. This is all in one. So this is another big area. It's probably the second biggest area that that I have talked to so many people on just this year. Because what happens is, I'm just going to show you how this works. Once you start and structure a holding company, once you file your paperwork and form it, and it's a legal entity, you got your EIN number, you got your articles of organization, you got your operating agreement, right? You open up your bank account, you start working on your logo and your domain name and your cards, and now you're ready to really start moving into business. You start working on, you know, like your ideas, your products and services. One of the next biggest things that you have to figure out is your financial systems, which includes creative tax strategies. Okay, that's one of the biggest problems you're gonna have when you start building your business. Because in order to build your business, guess what you gotta do? You gotta make money. And the more money you make through your business, especially if your business is an LLC, remember, I'm not a tax expert, but I know enough to know that, okay? And you can correct me if you're an expert and I'm wrong. It's okay to correct me. But to my knowledge, from a expert perspective, right? When you have an LLC and you're a single member LLC, well, you're gonna be treated for tax purposes like you're just a sole proprietor, okay? If you're a multi-member LLC, like me and my wife are with our holding company, then our company, you know, files paperwork, but then we personally have to file paperwork on whatever the net profit is that comes through our holding company every year, okay? So that means the more money your business makes, the more net profits you're gonna take and the more taxes you're gonna pay. That's just how it works, okay? Well, what lowers that tax liability is how you lower your net profits that come to you. Well, how are you gonna lower your net profits that come to you? Well, when your business is generating that income, you have to have business deductions, you have to have write-offs, you have to have expenses or non-taxable events taking place within your business so that less net profits end up in your hands, meaning that there's less overall taxes that you're gonna pay. Does that make sense? I mean, it's just the way it is. Well, how are you gonna do that? You're gonna do that by being able to build a solid financial system. You have to build a solid financial system. So now that you have a business, you have a bank account, you have an EIN, you have your logos, your domains, you got your operating agreement, you have all the legal stuff situated. So now your business is started, it is structured. The next thing you have to do is start integrating into this business systems. Because this is what a business really is. A business is really not just a piece of paper. A business is really not just a name or a domain or a logo or some type of website or portal that you created. A business is really about systems. That's what business is about. Business is really about systems. So the better you get at systems, the better you are going to get at business. All right. So one of the first systems you have to integrate, okay? Integrate into your business system is a financial system. Most small business owners, solopreneurs are going to use financial systems like QuickBooks, which, by the way, we are ambassadors for QuickBooks. So if you reach out to me, we will send you a link that you can get up to 55% of a discount on your QuickBooks subscription for at least the first 3 months. Just a footnote. So the first system you want to integrate into your business system is a financial system, and that needs to be QuickBooks. This is why this is the second biggest topic or best of the best that I've talked about this year, because so many entrepreneurs, they get the business right. Oh, I got an LLC. My next question is going to be, okay, do you have a financial system? Well, what you mean a financial system? Do you have an accounting system? Do you have a system like QuickBooks or any software that you use? Well, no, I don't use it. I already know you're losing. Like, there's no way you're going to tell me you have a business and you're not using a system like QuickBooks and you're winning. I mean, if you're winning, like, you must be cheating, because you have to track. You're using this to track your income and expenses. And if you're not tracking your income and tracking your expenses, how are you going to know how much money you have left that could potentially be taxable at in the new year? You're not going to know that. But if you're able to track all your income and expenses, at least you're able to reach out to your CPA or to a tax attorney or a professional, accounting professional, and say, hey, listen, can you take a look at my what? My books, and give me an idea of where I am with regard to any potential tax liabilities. Okay? A lot of times entrepreneurs think when it comes to financial systems that the CPA, the tax strategist, the accounting firm is going to fix all their problems. It's just not true. And I have to take up for a lot of these professionals because I've worked with a lot of them. And in their defense, when you come to them in 2022 and say, I need you to do my taxes for 2021, and then they say, well, give me all your paperwork, or give me access to your QuickBooks, or whatever it is that you have. Show me what you got. And then you bring them all that stuff. And then they come back to you in a couple weeks and say, hey, just want to let you know you have a tax bill of $83,000. And you like, what, $83,000? $28,000? Well, the thing of it is, you should have figured that out last year. So you would have had time in the calendar year to work through certain things that you could have done with creative tax strategies to lower that liability. This is a big, big deal, and we got to get that. Now, guess what? I teach this in my Millionaire Blueprint. I have an entire financial literacy program. I'm teaching you the A of accounting, the B of balance sheets, the C of cash flow. Accounting, there are 7 components of accounting. These are things you just have to know. And you don't have to be a guru at it. You need to know enough to know how to operate this type of system, so that if the only thing you're doing is tracking your income and expenses, at least you know what came in, what went out, and what's left, and what you need to do with what's left, so that you will not be overwhelmed with taxes, and maybe you will have some reserves set aside so that you're not overwhelmed with a lack of cash flow in your business. Okay, so that's number 2. Let me give you the next 3, because I don't want to take all day. I told y'all I have my top 10 best of the best topics. So my number 1 was the holding company. My number 2 is tax strategies and financial systems. Number 3, this is my 3rd top 10 best of the best topics for 2021. This is the cash flow series. Like, I think understanding the power of cash flow is so underrated. And I'm not going to say it's just underrated by entrepreneurs. It's underrated by everybody across the board. Most people underrate, like tremendously underrate the power of cash flow. This is like the 3rd biggest topic that I have talked about on the show this year. This is like the 3rd biggest topic that I work with my clients on and students on, because cash flow, let me explain to you what I mean when I say cash flow, because there are different types of cash flow. Well, first of all, when you think of cash flow, here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about income. That's the first thing, because you can't get cash flow, and this is like really funny, because you can't get cash flow if you don't have any income. Okay, you need some type of income. Cash flow is a form of income. All right, so you need income. Now, even before you have cash flow, whether it's passive cash flow or active cash flow, whatever you want to call it, everything starts with income. Why is that important? Because your income and most financial experts will say this, probably all of them. Your income is by far one of your greatest wealth building tools. So that means if you're only making $10 an hour, or if you're making $8 an hour, or if you're making $28 an hour, guess what? It's all what? It's all income. It's all income. So the first thing that I have to get disciplined to get a grip on and to control, if I want to be a millionaire, if I want to be financially free, if I want to put my family in a position to where they don't have to struggle, if you want to do any of that, if you just want to be comfortable, if you just want to get out of debt, guess what it starts with? It starts with you getting control of this. Whether this is $10 an hour income, $8 an hour, or $28. Now you might be saying, how am I gonna get control of $10 an hour income? It ain't enough income. Hey, we'll figure that part out next. First things first, get a grip of the 10, okay? Because if all you making is $10 an hour, that's still income. You can't overlook that because this is your number one or one of your greatest wealth building tools, okay? Now, once you get a grip of that, here's what you're going to do. Goes back to my last point. You're going to track it. You're going to track it. So even if you don't have a business, you should still be tracking your income and expenses. There's an app called mint.com, okay? You could go to the Google Play Store or Apple, what is it? I don't even know what it's called, the App Store. You can go to the App Store. There's an app called mint.com. It's a free financial management app for your personal finances. So if you don't have no businesses, you work a W-2 job and you're making $10 or $28 or $8 an hour, guess what you can still control? You can control how you manage that income or at least track the activity of that income. Even if you don't have enough money, you still want to track it. So let's say your income every month is $1,200. I'm giving a low number. That's your income. And let's say your expenses are $2,000. Well, that means you are negative $800 every month. But I still want to have some type of tracking management system to show me how negative I am a month so I can at least know what I need to do. Because if you just waking up every day, man, I'm broke, I ain't got enough money, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, I've talked to so many people about this, and like my team will tell you, I've had these conversations with them in the past. Like, hold on, how much money you make? How much money do you spend every 30 days? So I make $1,200, I spend $2. Okay, that means you're negative $800. I need to be able to see this in some type of software so I can know what my plan needs to be next month. Because if this is my scenario, what is my plan next month? My plan next month is to figure out how to make an extra $800. But if I'm not tracking my income, I cannot figure that out. So a lot of times the mental blockage you have to move forward is coming from you're not doing your due diligence. This is why this series that I did this year on cash flow is so critical, and this is why I teach a lot about income, expenses, cash flow, how to track it, getting good at accounting, to personal accounting. This is critical to your success, okay? Number 4. This game is free 99 today. Number 4, the fourth top 10 best of the best topic for 2021 is, this is number 4 here. Number 4, it's called the SMS Matrix. This would be my 4th best of the best, top 10 topic that I've talked about this year on the Ramon Preston Show. It's called the SMS Matrix. Now, what is the SMS Matrix? Well, the S is for structure. The M is for marketing. And the S is for sales. Now, because I'm working on my studio and I don't have my screen behind me, I'm kind of winging it today. I can't show you the diagram that we've created. See, what happened was, when I started really coaching a lot of people, not in real estate necessarily, my wife and I, we've consulted a lot of people in real estate, but once we started coaching small business owners and solopreneurs and paraprofessionals who wanted to get into business on an entrepreneurial level, we realized that there were a lot of things when it comes to running a business system that were generally missing in almost every entrepreneur that we talked to, okay? And so what we decided to do was, we decided to create certain concepts that could be taught and used to help explain things like the holding company. So we created this SMS Matrix. It's a diagram that we have created. It's an image, it's a visual diagram that we use, but we teach from it and we train our clients and our students from it so that they can better understand the holding company concept. Meaning that the SMS Matrix is like this matrix. It's like this big ecosystem of how you structure your business, how you market your business, and how you sell the products and services from your business. But we show you how to actually bring all that together in one matrix, because this shouldn't be like 3 different components that are separate from each other. It needs to be like this matrix, this world of, it's kind of like a human body. When you look at my human body, you just see one person, right? You see one body, but you don't see the hundreds of bones and the billions of cells and the molecules. But if you got down into the molecular structure, into the granular details of the human anatomy, you will see that there are so many matrices, right? Or moving parts. And so once we started training our clients on this, we're talking about solopreneurs, paraprofessionals, independent contractors, network marketers, W-2 employees. When we started explaining to them that when you want to start a business, of course, you need to focus on the structure of that business first. How does it need to be structured? Okay, it needs to be structured as a holding company. Okay, then we look at the other things that you want to do. Okay, do those things need to be separate entities built within your structure, or do they need to be divisions? This is all a part of your structure. Once you got the structure right, then you need to focus on the marketing. This is how you brand yourself. Who is going to be the brand ambassador? Maybe you're not the brand ambassador, but your business needs a brand and a brand ambassador. Why is that important? Because how you market yourself is going to determine how you make sales. Your sales are directly dependent upon your marketing. Remember, it's not the people who are the best that are making sales. Sorry, it's not true. It's the people who are best known that are making sales. And so your structure has to be built. There has to be an infrastructure for your business built. And then there needs to be marketing and branding and messaging and storytelling built within your infrastructure so that when you go out into the marketplace, your company is a sales funnel. Your company has a sales pipeline. Your company is an ecosystem of infrastructure, marketing, and sales. And so that's just a little bit about the SMS Matrix. And remember, all this information that I'm sharing with you about these hot topics and best of the best shows that I've taught all year on the Ramon Preston Show, I have all this information that I train people on in our blueprint, our Millionaire Blueprint. And this is the same information and content and systems and processes that I use to assist my clients as a coach and a consultant. So if you just listen to me enough, at some point you're going to be like, he's got to know what he's talking about. Like, I can't just be running my mouth about this stuff and it's like, something got to work. I mean, it's working for me and it's working for the people who work in it. All right, number 5. This is my 5th and final one that I'm going to give you for the day. Tomorrow I'll give you my next 5. But here's my 5th of my top 10 best of the best topics for 2021. And that is on the power of goal setting. This has by far been one of the most powerful topics that I have taught on, that we have hosted shows on. We have literally hosted boot camps. Like every boot camp that I've hosted this year and last year, every mastermind that I've hosted within the last year, we start all of our boot camps and our masterminds off with a goal setting segment. So we show you how to, first of all, we help you understand what goals are. We define goals, we describe goals. Then we show you how to qualify your goal with information and then quantify your goal with mathematics. So a lot of people are setting goals for 2022, but they're not setting goals right. You know why? Because they don't know how to qualify that goal with the right information. And then once they qualify the goal, they don't know how to quantify the goal. Okay? Now, with our goal setting course, we have an entire goal setting course in our blueprint. We also provide templates. So there are downloadable templates that you can use every day to fill out your goal, your personal goals, your professional goals, your financial goals. You can write down your targets for the day, your contacts that you need to make. We have an end of the day form that you're able to put the time at the beginning of the day, put a time at the end of the day, and you can write down all your successes for the day. This is something that you got to get in the habit of doing every day. Now, I don't personally write down my goals every day, and here's why I don't have to anymore. Because I have all my goals in my notes. So I literally can just go into my notes and just read my goals, and whenever I need to change one because I fulfilled it or tweak one because I've grown from the first time I wrote it down or typed it, I'm able to do that. So whatever works for you, you do it. When I first started, I used to download the same forms and templates I'm talking about. That's why I created them. I created them for me. I used to download them and I go through them every day and just write. I'll write down my targets, my action steps, my contacts, who I need to contact. And then at the end of the day, I didn't do it every day. You know, sometimes you're just gonna hit and miss. But for the most part, I created a habit to write down the goals. And so let me give you an example of how you properly qualify and quantify a goal. So let's say in 2022, you have a goal to make $100,000, all right? So your goal is, man, I want 100 grand. I want to make 6 figures in 2022. So you can write that down. I am a 6-figure earner in 2022. So what did you just do? You just qualified your goal with information. This is information. So if I read this every day, I have information that can be qualified. I am a 6-figure earner in 2022. Every day, I'm a 6-figure earner in 2022. But here's what you have to do with that. Not only do you need to qualify it with information, but you need to quantify it with math. So now I need to take that statement and I need to convert it into numbers. This is how your goals are going to work in your brain. I want to quantify that with a number. So now I have a number to match my information. So I qualified it with information, but now I can quantify it. I need to see it in a mathematical equation. So what does $100,000 look like in 2022? Well, for 12 months, that's what, like 8,300? That's 83. I'm just giving rough numbers, but 8,300 a month. So this is 2022 for the year. This is 12 months. And how much is that a week? Let me get my calculator out to make sure I'm correct. 8,300 divided by 4. That's $2,075 a week for 52 weeks. And then if I just only worked 5 days a week, every week, I would say 2,000 divided by 5, that would be $415 5 days a week for 52 weeks. So now when I read, I am a six-figure earner in 2022, what I also can see mathematically in metrics is, oh, what I have to do then is make $415 a day, 5 days a week, for $20.75 a week for 52 weeks for $8,300 a month. Like now I can start doing the math, and it helps get me closer to my goals, or at least get me closer to things that I can take action to do in order to see this statement come to pass. All right. So let's say, for example, if you say you are a six-figure earner in 2022, right? 6 figures. This is information. 6 figures. All right. So mathematics, this is going to equal 100,000. This is how you set goals for real, goals that you can actually start working towards because you got something to work with. So it's 100 grand. So I got information, 6 figures. I'm a six-figure earner. I can keep saying it over and over again, but I'm not going to see nothing. But now I turn it into math and I see it. It's 100 grand. But that 100 grand is actually $8,300 a month for 12 months. That $8,300 a month is actually $2,100 a week, 52 weeks. This 12 months, right? $2,100 a week is, let's say, $450 a day, 5 days, 5 out of 7. All right. So now what I have to figure out is 5 days of every week for 52 weeks for the whole entire 2022 year. How can I make $450 a day for 5 days? How can I do that? Well, now you got to look at what kind of products and services you have. Well, I don't have no products and services. Well, that's where you need to start looking at connecting with people who can give you access to products and services. So for example, let's say if you find someone who has products and services and they're willing to give you a 10% commission. Most people will give you a commission if you sold their products. You don't even have to own the products, whether it's network marketing, affiliate marketing, drop shipping. It's so many different forms of making money without having your own products and services. Maybe you have your own products and services. But what I would say is you need to get at least 3 products and services that represents at least 3 tiers. And what I mean by 3 tiers is you need to look at maybe a $50 product, maybe a $250 product, and maybe a $1,000 product. Let's say, for example, it could be a 50, a 250. So out of these 3 tiers, you're going to choose the median product, the median tier. I'm going to look at the 250 tier. So how many of these would I need to sell to make 450? Well, truth is, I just need to sell 1.5 to 2. So that would be 2 of these a day. If I sold 2 of these 250 products a day, I'll hit my 450 every day. Maybe I sold 3 or 4. I'm just going to shrink it. But 2 a day for 5 days would be 10 a week. So now I at least have a number that I've quantified to figure out, wow, how can I sell 10 250 products a week to hit my $2,100 a week number so I can stay on track to make 6 figures. Now, it's going to get harder because now I got to figure out how many people I need to call to sell 10 a week. How many emails do I need to send out? How many doors do I need to knock on? How many presentations do I need to give? How many posts do I need to post? How many ads do I need to run? How many networking events I need to go to? But at least if you did it one time, if you did all those things just to sell one $250 product, you can track what you did and just figure out how can I repeat that over and over again. Like, this is how you do real goal setting. So anyway, if you have enjoyed what you learned today, just from 5 of my top 10 best of the best topics that I have talked about and taught on throughout this year on the Ramon Preston Show, and you want more information, of course, you can go to my YouTube page and just binge watch for hours all of the hundreds or over 1,000 videos that I have on there. And or you can reach out to me by texting the word millionaire, All you have to do is text millionaire to 404-478-7213. And when you text the word millionaire, you can either let us know when we reach back out to you that you're interested in our Millionaire Blueprint, which is our online training program, or you can ask us about our Millionaire Mentorship program. All of this information that I'm talking about that we have in our Millionaire Blueprint, our Millionaire Mentorship program. We have a certification program for coaches and consultants. Maybe you're a coach and a consultant. You just need to learn how to do this better. You want to become a coach and a consultant and do it the way I do it and really be successful at it. We have a certification program. We have a licensing program. We literally have a licensing program where you can purchase a license to sell our Millionaire Blueprints through your business. You can use all of our curriculum. We have a white label licensing where you could take all of my information and put it in your own packages and sell it how you want it to make money. So if you're interested in any of the programs that we have, services that we have, you can reach out to me by texting millionaire to 404-478-7213, or you can go to RamonPreston.com. Everything that I'm telling you right now, you'll find on RamonPreston.com, or at least you'll find a link to it. So thank all of you. We have, one more day remaining in this year. I'm going to come back tomorrow with the second 5 of my top 10 best of the best topics that we've talked about on the show this year. And we want you to have an amazing 2022 year, but we know, I know it without a doubt, it's not going to happen if you're not educated. If you're not training, if you're not building the discipline and the muscle and learning the right things, it's just not going to happen. You just cannot think it's going to happen because you want it to happen, or the law of attraction is just working in your favor, or, you know, just for some reason God gonna do it for you and he ain't gonna do it for nobody else. I mean, there are times that we see those exceptional things happen, but just don't hold your breath hoping and wishing and praying for certain things to happen when those things may require your effort, your action, your time, your money, your education and training. And if it requires any of those things, then hope and wish and praying ain't gonna be enough. It's gonna be a part of it, but it might not be all of it. So reach out to us, let us know what we can do to help you. We're here for you. I do not want you to fail. I want you to succeed, and I know what it takes to succeed because I'm doing it. And I know how hard of a job it is to educate yourself, to train, to learn the right information, to then put it to practice, to work it and rework it until it works within your business. It's a lot of work, but guess what? It's a lot of work being broke. It takes a lot of pressure to be broke and to struggle and to live paycheck to paycheck. So you might well take that same energy and use it to benefit you and your family. So I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow right here, same place, same time on the Ramon Preston Show.